Guys, and welcome back to AdosTheGreat YouTube channel. So guys, in today's video, I am going to be predicting the remainder of the NRL season. Now, I know I'm going to cop a lot of hate from people about my placings of teams, and that is absolutely fine. You know, you're more than welcome to your opinion, but just remember, so am I. So these are just my opinions, guys. If you do disagree with them, let me know why down below in the comments. Happy to have a discussion below of why you think I'm wrong on some of these. And obviously, you guys are... You're going to have a differing opinion of me. Nobody's going to have the exact same opinion. So please do let me know your reasoning behind why you think I'm wrong for placing a team where I do. But without further ado, let's jump into this. So I'm doing this because we are 25% through the season, or just over 25%. So we're just over a quarter through the season. I will do another one of these at around round 14, and then another one at round 21, and see sort of what the differences look like, see how we tracked on this one, and moving forward, you know, how we do in the future. But without further ado, we're going to jump in and we're going to go through the teams. So I'm basically just going to we'll do the wooden spoon, and then I'm going to do the teams that I do think will miss the top 8. So I'm not going to do it through like Broncos, Raiders, Bulldogs. We're not going to do it that way. I'm going to do who I think will get the spoon based on what we've seen so far this year, who will miss the finals, and then obviously we'll round out the top 8. So for the spoon, I still have Parramatta Eels getting that one. I know Mitch Moses came back and they look completely different. I can't see that, you know, continuing throughout the year though. The Tigers, there was a lot of stuff going off the field. At this point, I've still got to have them as the wooden spooners there. But, you know, that could change. If this form continues and it's not just a one-off game, absolutely, I'd put them higher. But for now, I've got to keep them in the spoon there. So we'll go through basically who I think will miss the top 8 from these teams here. So obviously the Dolphins will be one that will miss the top 8. I do think that they will be quite competitive in some games, but I've still got them missing the top 8. Another team I've got missing the top 8 is obviously the Gold Coast Titans. They're going to struggle. They've been poor, man. They're just struggling. Kieran Foran, you know, he hasn't played a game this year. He might have played a bit of one. I can't remember. I don't think he has, though. I think he played a bit in the trial. Jaden Campbell, obviously injured. Should be back in not too long, though. But they've had players injured. Fafita's out. Lofiana Khan-Pereira's been out. Lost Keanu Kinney. So there's a lot that's been going against the Titans. So I do think they do miss the top 8 there. Next up, I'm going Manly as well to miss the top 8. If Turbo was fit all year, I do think that they're a better chance. But like even when he's there, I think there's a lot of issues internally with the club. I don't think a lot of players are seeing eye to eye with Seabold in some cases. So yeah, I don't see the Sea Eagles making the top 8 this year. Unfortunately, I actually had them, I think, in my top 4 to start the season. So it's a pretty big fall off from where I had them to start the year. But I cannot see them making the 8. Another team I think will be fighting for a wooden spoon is the Knights. They just lack attack. They can't score. It's horrible watching them. Like, they can't get Kalen Ponga involved. Greg Marzee finally had a good game, but Bradman Best barely seems to pass in the ball. There's just a lot going on with Newcastle. They can't set their halves in stone. There's plenty of problems that Newey have to fix. I can't see them making the 8. Another team, and this one sucks. Actually, no, we'll go about the one that doesn't suck. The Roosters. No, I don't see them making the top 8. It doesn't suck for me to put them there because it makes me feel good. But I do think the Roosters will miss the top 8, unfortunately, for them, not for me. Yeah, I just think they're going to struggle. Obviously, no Brandon Smith, and when he does come back, you know, I don't know how good he's going to be for them. You've also got what's his name? Sam Walker to come back as well. But ACL injuries are tough to come back from straight away. So, yeah, I can't see the Roosters doing too much this year. I think they will miss the top 8. Another team that I think will miss the top 8, the West Tigers. I think they're going to show signs of really good footy, but I do think they're still a bit away from making much much noise in the competition in regards to a top 8 finish. I've got them in the bottom 8, and I can't really have an argument against that, to be fair. I think they will finish, or bottom 9, I should say, to be honest. Yeah, bottom 9. But yeah, I can't see the Tigers doing too much there. Another team, Warriors, again, like they're getting wins, but they're just, I think they're building really well for the future. I just don't think they've got the team to really make much noise in the competition as of now. I've unfortunately got the Wars missing the top 8. And then finally, I've got the Dragons just missing. So they were one of the teams I had in my top 8 to start the year. I think I had them finishing 8th. It's tough, man, because they're playing decent footy, but I don't know. This is the 3 teams that I had. So obviously use the NRL ladder predictor to work all this out, and the 3 teams that I had around that 7th, 8th, 9th spot were the Dragons in that sort of area. So I do see a world where they finish that 7, 8, 9 area, but for me, I'm gonna obviously someone's gonna miss out, so I am gonna put them at 9. All right, so we're going to go 5 to 8, and we're actually going to do this one in order. So in 8th spot, I am putting the Rabbitohs. I'm confident that we can put it together. Look, this could be a biased take, and you're probably going to hound me for it, but I genuinely do believe that the Rabbitohs can make the bottom side of the top 8. Wayne Bennett is an incredible coach. He will get them humming at the right time. We started the year really well with a I think it was a 4-2 record or something like that. Might have been 4-1 to start the year. Like we started really well. We just got to work things out. Injuries have hammered us. So once we start putting things back into place, getting some players back, I think we're going to be. I think we'll be fine. I think we still will be a top 8 side, but I've got us in that 8th spot. I can't really see us finishing much higher, to be honest. I'd love us to, but yeah, I think we can finish in 8th. I genuinely can. In 7th, I've got the Cowboys. At the start of the year, I had them out of my top 8, but they're just doing enough to get wins. I do think that they will struggle with the for and against, but I think they'll get enough wins to make the top 8. So I'm pretty confident to lock them in to 7th there. In 6th spot, I've got the Raiders, another team a bit like the Cowboys. Sometimes they struggle, other times they look like an incredible football team. Again, you just don't really know what you're going to get from them, but I can see them finishing in the top 8, and I generally do think that they'll be a top 6 team. All right, in 5th spot, I've got the Panthers. Again, I can see a world where Penrith still make the top 4. I'm not ruling that out. I'm also going to be pretty honest and say that I think they are a top 8 side. Even the way they started this year, I still think they can turn around and be a top 8 side. So I'm locking the Panthers into 5th. Broncos in 6th. Now, in 4th. This one's a little bit sticky for me. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Panthers or Raiders took this spot. Reece Walsh is now out, but that forward pack is it's insane, especially the front row of Pat Carrigan and Payne Haas. I do think that those two, with their experienced halves, can be enough to win them more footy games. So I do think they'll get just enough to lock them into the top 4. 3rd spot, obviously we've got the Cronulla Sharks. I think the Sharkies I think they'll do enough to get into the top 4 as well. Obviously I don't think they'll be a top 2 side, but I'm pretty confident to say that at this stage they should still be a top 4 side. And then finally, it's between the Bulldogs and the Storm, and I think this generally could go down to the last round of the year to see who gets the minor premiership. At this stage, I've got Storm finishing 2nd and the Bulldogs finishing 1st. The Doggies' defense is incredible this year. It was good last year. It's gone to another level this year. I think the Bulldogs finish in the number one spot at this stage of the season. That is my prediction there. That is my top 8 for the first 7 rounds. We'll run it back in round 14 and see if there have been any changes to my predictions. But for now, that's sort of what I'm going for. And then these teams, unfortunately, miss the top 8. Let me know what your changes would be to this top 8. I'd love to hear from you guys. Drop it down below in the comments. And as always, my friends, thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.